Hi everyone, my name's Topher. I'm coming at you with another video. It's gonna be a little different than the last one I did of my brother working out. It's gonna be a little more personal and about me. So this video was inspired by a lot of questions that I get, and a lot of people aren't very aware of this situation that I'm in. In 2018, I was having vision problems and I had been sick for a little while. And just like I felt like a cold, it was winter, so I mean every winter I always like catch something. So I didn't think much of it. I was taking medicine, but then my eyesight got so bad, there were like spots in it, that I decided to go to the ophthalmologist. And when I did, she was a little spooked and I asked her what was wrong. She said she was gonna have to send me to the ER because my blood pressure was through the roof. I didn't think much of this because my blood pressure was always high. Every time I had ever gone to the doctor, they had told me that my blood pressure was high, or they said, oh, they just figured it was because I had been sick that like my blood pressure was high. But I went to the ER, they were scared I was gonna have a stroke, so they were trying to get it down and everything. But once they did get a little bit of a handle on that, a doctor came in and told me that my blood pressure had been so high for so long that it kind of destroyed my kidneys. I had no idea that this could even happen, but I was like, okay, what's the next step? So I had to start dialysis immediately. I started hemodialysis, and that's what everybody thinks that I'm still on, is hemodialysis, which deals with blood. It's a machine that you have to get on 3 times a week, and it filters out all your blood and then cleans it and then puts it back in your body. This is exhausting and very stressful on the body, which I'm sure everyone can imagine, but that's not really what I'm on anymore. So there's another kind of dialysis that's called PD, or peritoneal dialysis. And I'm not an expert, so I'm just gonna give you the layman's terms of like how it works and what I do. And then I'm gonna go and show you like how I set up the machine and what I go through every night. So peritoneal dialysis is something that I do every single night. It's for 9.5 hours, which isn't 9.5 hours for everyone who's on it. Everyone has a different prescription. You have to tweak it to see what's best for your body. Every month I get a shipment of supplies, and those supplies consist of gauze and tape, special kind of soap that I use to wash my hands, and anything that I need. Mini caps, which are little caps, which I'll show you when I'm hooking up. But it also comes with all the solution that I need. So every night I use 2 6-liter bags, 1 3-liter bag, and 1 1.5-liter bag. So what the solution does is once it fills up my peritoneal cavity, it pulls off all of the toxins and everything that my kidneys would usually filter out. It pulls it all into the solution, and then it all drains out. It takes about an hour and 20 minutes for each cycle, and I'm on 5 cycles a night. Once it drains, it just fills me up again and does it all over again. So it does that 5 times, and then with the last 1.5 bag, it fills me up for my last fill. It's 1,500 milliliters? Yeah, that it would fill me up. Like I said, I'm not an expert. I mean, I'm an expert to the point that I've been doing this for 3 years. So like, I know like what I'm doing. It's just I'm not a healthcare professional. So anyway, so it fills me up, and then pulls all the toxins and everything out. And it doesn't deal with blood. It doesn't make me extremely tired. It doesn't take all my energy away. It is so much better, y'all. I'm more free to do things. I can travel with this. I don't have to worry about going to a clinic. It was very stressful on my body. It was stressful on my mentality, being on hemodialysis. I was very grateful once I started peritoneal dialysis and it worked and I could stay on it. It what changed my whole life with being on dialysis. So I'm gonna show you my where I set up and how I do things in my process. So this is my dialysis station, is what I call it. It has everything that I need to get my dialysis done. But before I even take the bags out, the first thing that I have to do is wash my hands. Keep everything sterile is the #1 rule. Next step is to make sure my fan's turned off and the AC is turned off and my vents in my rooms are closed just in case. All right, so here are all those bags I told you about. We got the 2 6-liters, the 1 3-liter, and then this one's a 2-liter, my bad. I think I said 1.5 earlier, but that's actually a 2-liter. All right, so now I just have to set them up. All right, so the next step that I have to do is weigh myself and take my blood pressure, which I've already done. So I'll enter those in. Push go. And then it asks me to load the set. That's the next thing it tells me to do. So what that means is I have to come over here, and I have all these supplies down here. So I have all these supplies, and I grab 1 cartridge. So this is 1 cartridge. And what I'm going to do is bring it over here to the machine. It says load the set somewhere. This fits in here really easily. Just make sure I don't close the door on any of the cords. And then this sets up right there. And now basically all I have to do is know which cord goes to which bag, and easy peasy, which is really easy because my dialysis nurse, shout out to Delilah, taught me red means hot. This plate up here, there's actually a metal pin right here that heats up this bag on top. So this is always going to be the warmest bag. So I'm not putting cold fluid into me. So I just connect these 2. Screws right on nice and easy. And after it's screwed on nice and tight, make sure there's no room between. There's this little thing inside of it called a frangible. And what I'm gonna do is break that frangible and then move it a little bit away from where I broke it so that fluid can go through. And now I'm gonna do that again with all the other bags. And I just bring this over here. Pull this part off. Pull this part off. And keep them. Break the frangible, squeeze it away a little bit so there's some room. There's that. Then I have this Y cord. It's called that because it comes out into a Y. And that's gonna go for these 2 bags up here. Part off, connect, break the frangible, shake it a little bit so there's room in between, and you can kind of see it better on here. See? Do the same over here. So now I'm going to go back down here and I'm going to grab an extension cord for my patient line so that I can walk around the house and I don't have to be stuck in my room the whole time. And this basically is like an extension cord for me. Put that down there. It looks like this. So this one is my patient line. It's the one that's going to hook up to me. So I'm going to take this one. I'm going to take my extension cord, connect those 2. I'm just going to let this one hang. All right, so the last one, I didn't want to put this on video, but I connected my drain line to my toilet so that, like I said, I fill up and then it all drains out. It drains into the toilet, and then when I wake up in the morning, I just flush it. So I'm gonna go grab that cord and I'm gonna connect it to this last cord that I have on here. All right, so for this last one, I grab this one that's connected to the toilet and I take this last cord and I put them together. And this happens kind of often. Sometimes I forget to push go as soon as I load the set in here. So now I'm gonna have to push go to load the set, and it's gonna take a minute to register that it's in there and everything's good before I can prime. Which what prime's gonna do is gonna take a little bit of fluid out of each bag and it's gonna filter it through all the cords so that it knows that everything's good. So I just have to wait for a minute for it to, the sensors to realize that everything's in there, and then I'll be able to prime. So now the hardest part is done. Not that it's very hard, but like hooking everything up is the most time consuming. Now I just have to open all these clamps, these little clamps that are on there. I just open them all up. Every single one of them has one. And then it asks me to open clamps and connect bags. So I just push go, because I already did both of those. And it starts to prime. And I just have to wait now. So I guess I'll be back with y'all in just a moment to see me connect. So now that my machine's all primed and everything, it's time for me to connect to myself. During the day, I just keep it taped to my body. So I have all my supplies in this little plastic cabinet. First thing, I need a blue pad. I need one face mask. And 2 gloves. Now that I have all my supplies, the next thing that I'm going to need is going back over to my other supply cabinet. I'm gonna need one 4x4 inch pad, one pad, and some Alka-Vis, which just helps sanitize everything. So now that I have all this, just take some of this Alka-Vis, put it on the pad, just soak it for just a minute, just leave it there for just a minute. Now that it's been sitting there for a second, I can open it back up. Just give it a little rub. Get any kind of sweat or anything from it being on my body all day off. Take my patient line. I gotta face this down because if there's anything in there, I want it to fall down and not up in. I just take off the top. Take this top. Connect those two like that. Wipe it off. And I'm gonna open this and push go. Alright, and I should see it start to drain in just a second. There it goes. And I am set up for the night. I just let it drain and I'm all done for the night. I'm free to do whatever I need to do for the rest of the night. So there you have it, guys. That's what I do every single night on peritoneal dialysis. I'm literally hooked up right now and it's filtering out. I'm not on my first drain, so I haven't filled yet. But thank you so much for watching it. And please, if you have any questions, I'm really open. It's not anything that I'm embarrassed about or like shy about. So feel free to put any questions down below. Please give this a thumbs up if you liked it. My name is Topher Matthews, and I'll be coming to you with videos every week to bi-weekly. And I'm not really sure what my next video is going to be about yet, but stay tuned and we'll find out together.